Welcome to the official episode one of High and Healing, the podcast. My first episode was going to look a lot differently than what this one actually is. And the first one I did looked not a lot different, but I wasn't as honest or as transparent as I wanted to be. Maybe it could have been out of fear of perception or just trying to also save everybody else's peace of mind, but the people pleasing era is over, okay? Um, I'll be 25 in 10 days. So my frontal lobe is developing, or whatever they want to say it is. I've always been pretty intellectual. I just had a more mature aspect of life. You know what I mean? If I said that right, yeah. And I have always given I'm not gonna say always, but I can come off as Dr. Philish or you know. Anyways, we're gonna skip over that. I just wanted to be outside and be by myself while I film this first episode because it is my creation. And I can't put my all into something if I'm trying to get on the same page with everybody else. And if you don't, that's my perspective. You don't. I just got my nose pierced. The first time I got it pierced, it was on the feminine side of my body. And I tried to do different jewelry. And it was fake. And I knew I was allergic to fake. So you know what my nose did? Started rejecting it. So I started over. And I'm moving in my masculine energy with my piercing. And we're going to keep it for a really long time. Just like this. No changing. Just evolving with what we have right now. And I could apply that to a lot of things in my life. I be trying to do stuff that's not in alignment with me. And rejected, denied. Not what you're supposed to be doing right now. And I know that. And trying to go against what I know will get you nowhere. It's like being in quicksand, but you're moving really, really fast, so you're sinking even faster. But I'm not in quicksand. Sometimes life can feel like that when I pay attention to the things that are out of my circle of control. So we don't pay attention to the things that are out of the circle of control because law of attraction. You focus on what you want and the focus is required. Yeah, the focus is required. I wanted to journal with myself today. I won this at bingo when I went with my aunt a few days ago. And I'm going to do 3 prompts. I have no idea what they are, so we're going to let my higher self give them to me, and then we're going to go from there. And if y'all want to do the prompts with me, you're more than welcome. If they fit with what you got going on, or even if they don't, just write it down and just save it for later. I am going to date it. Today's the 20th. Ooh, as a left-handed person, I also want to say this is quite inconsiderate. I don't have a lot of, and I have big hands or long fingers, so we're going to get it together. We're going to write it. It's July the 20th. Okay. And I've started to write in cursive more when I'm journaling or taking notes, just because it looks a lot better. Well, I was about to write my birthday because it looks a lot better. And I just also feel like as a left-handed person, cursive is easier because it's just a continuous flow of the letters versus stop, pick up, stop, pick up. I do have my notes that I'm transferring onto my numerology notebook, which is this one. And then those are the notes that I already had in there. But I want it to be in all one place, you know? I want it to be nice and neat, organized. And the book that I use for my numerology notes is, oh, I don't know why I still had it folded. This right here, by Anna Christie. I almost lost the book, or thought I did. Like, it was definitely misplaced for a second, and I was freaking the out, okay? Because I need that. And I'll get into numerology in later episodes as I progress, like, in my understanding and knowing. You know, not that I don't know the basics, but I want it to be, like, fresh on my mind, able to just, like, say it, do it, be it, you know? Like, yeah. I'm gonna finish the book before I drop the episode on that. Anyways, I don't know. I feel like I'm at a point in my journey, not just spiritually, but like in life, to where things are perceived very different. I move differently within my relationships, whether that's romantic or platonic. I'm very like self-aware, but it's becoming more progressed now, you know? And I spend a lot of time sitting with myself. I don't meditate as much as I feel like I should be. But that doesn't matter. Meditation is essential for like what I'm doing, but it's not going to kill me if I don't meditate today, or if I'm not consistent with my meditations. That's something that I will grow in as I, you know, get consistent with other things in my life. Because I've always had like, if you know the movie Wendy Wu, I think it's Homecoming Warrior, whatever, Homecoming Queen or whatever. And I can't remember which piece he was, but basically her cousin, when he was sitting on the porch and he was just like, I tried to do that. Didn't have an understanding of like even what that was, but like that was something that I wanted to try. And I, as a kid, didn't know what I was doing. I would just sit on myself and I was waiting for something to happen, but not knowing what I was waiting for. And looking back, I have my first prompt. Hold on. In what way has the world around me shaped my journey? I didn't finish writing all this shit, so y'all gonna give me a second. You know? The question is, in what way has the world around me shaped my journey? And I feel like in some ways I've also shaped the world around me too. I'm gonna answer that later, like on film, but I'm gonna write it down now. I think we're gonna sit with that. Actually, we're gonna sit with that. Yeah. I've noticed that my progress doesn't always show up like in a worldly sense, but more so in my inner world, or just like in the things that I do day to day, the way that I carry myself. My thoughts have changed tremendously. And just also like my state of being. I'm way more calm now. Not that there isn't duality with like chaotic energy and then stillness. Because I'm still both. And both are still me. But it's more so less fluid and more so like, okay, this path is gonna lead me this way if I'm going down a stream, and then, well, I guess it would still be fluid then, shit. I don't know if you had a path. No, you have a stream, and then it splits off into like a Y kind of thing. Towards the end of the Y, it could still go back and connect. So we're gonna say like that, like a zipper if it got stuck, or like it opened in the middle and it was like zipped at the bottom and still zipped at the top. Just because my path wasn't both fluid and chaotic and calm doesn't mean that they weren't like still hand in hand, you know? Just because I couldn't see it. Because even in the chaotic times in my life, or the things that I felt were out of my circle of control, I still found calm within the storm, is what I would like to say. And I just want you to know there's always calm within the storm. It can be hard if you make it hard, or if you have the mindset that it's hard. If you go in it with the perspective of, this is something I'm going to make easier for myself. I never like to say try anymore, or like that I hate things. I'll say I have a distaste for something, or I'll say that I'm working on. Because to try is to leave room for failure, and to work on is to move in the state of progress, or at least that's how I see it. So even in the chaotic times when I was trying to find the calm, I should have been working on being calm instead of trying to find something that was already within me. You know? And I've also noticed like the type of person and the kind of advice that I give to my friends. Not that I don't instill some of it into my day-to-day, or it doesn't apply to me always anyway. I should be like more on myself, like how I am on my friends, you know? Like, I'm holding them accountable, and not that I don't hold myself accountable, but the same way and the same drive that I instill in them, those things also need to reside within me. And I had the conversation with myself last night, and I was like, I wish I had a friend like me, in the way that I am a friend to like the people around me. But there is only one me. But you got a friend in me. I have the friend within myself. So like all it takes is just a little, you know, like I should hug myself more. I tell myself how I love myself and I appreciate myself and I am beautiful and I am worthy and I am a magnet for abundant situations and everything is working out in my favor. But like I also should hug myself a lot more. Because in my opinion, and in the opinion of others, I give the best hugs. So I should hug myself more. In what way has the world around me shaped my journey? I feel like I've actually shaped my world instead. Because your thoughts are your environment, and your environment become your thoughts. So if I only focus on the good things, then only good things will happen to me. And in the journey of me traveling through this time, in this day and age, I have definitely learned that it's me. Technically, I am the world. I am my own world. And the people that I interact with day to day are just like the stars in my planet, or they could be the city or the water. But like, I am the world. Because I am the whole, and they're just little things inside of the whole. And technically, I picked my family and this time to come back, and just the interest that I had as a little kid, it's definitely shaped where I am now, it can be, it can feel very lonely. I'm not going to say it is very lonely. At first, my journey felt very lonely, but as I progressed and along the way, I found very beautiful souls. Even if they aren't aware or as conscious as me, the understanding or like the open-mindedness has been very refreshing. It has been very refreshing. I love being around different people. I love seeing different things. I don't always love being right. I don't love being right at all, but like I don't mind being redirected or like, hey, your perspective or perception of this was a little close-minded, so we're gonna broaden that up a little bit. I've grown to love and care about a lot more different things. Like, I love the fuck out of myself, you know? Like, I love myself. But, like, I also love the island that I live on. I also love the bay. I also love the oysters. I also love the people that work hard every day to just make it better, or, like, to see that things could be better. Whether they're socially aware, environmentally aware, whether they know it or not, they are appreciated. You know? I appreciate myself too. And just the things that I've done. For me, a lot of things I've wanted to do already have been done. Moving out of state, I did that. That was a time to be had, honestly. And then after I came back a few months later, that's when I had my spiritual awakening.